One of the most exciting moments in television history was the duet between Elvis Presley and Frank Sinatra in 1960, after Elvis was released from the Army.
It's pretty all the time, Frank.
Sure does, buddy.
But the fact that Presley would agree to appear with Sinatra on the Frank Sinatra Show is surprising, since Frank had publicly denounced rock and roll only a few years earlier. Quote, "Rock and roll smells phony and false," Sinatra said in 1957. "It is sung and written for the most part by cretinous goons. It manages to be the martial music of every sideburn delinquent on the face of the earth. It is the most brutal, ugly, desperate, vicious form of expression it has been my misfortune to hear," unquote. When Elvis fans heard about Sinatra's comments, they were not happy. Many wrote into newspapers to voice their disapproval. One fan letter stated, quote, "The reason Frank Sinatra doesn't like Elvis is because he can't wiggle around, and he's just jealous. Why? Because he's an old crony," unquote. When asked to respond to Frank Sinatra's negative comments about rock and roll, Elvis said, quote, "He is a great success and a fine actor, but I think he shouldn't have said it. He's mistaken about this. This is a trend, just the same as he faced when he started years ago." As discussed in Trina Young's book, Elvis Behind the Legend, Elvis may have been the king of rock and roll, but he wasn't devoted to it. Elvis loved all kinds of music and all kinds of singers, and he didn't hold a grudge against Sinatra for those comments. When returning from the Army in March 1960, Elvis remarked that his favorite singers of the day were, quote, "Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, Patti Page, Kitty Collin and quite a few others." With the encouragement of his daughter, Nancy, Frank Sinatra agreed to join forces with 25-year-old Presley, knowing that the appearance would help his show's ratings. In anticipation of the show, Nancy Sinatra went to greet Elvis at Fort Dix in New Jersey, on March 3, 1960, the day he returned home from Germany. However, Sinatra would not budge on his opinion of this new style of music. When it was announced in October 1959 that Frank would be hosting Elvis's return on television, Sinatra replied, "That doesn't mean I've changed my attitude toward rock and roll. I still don't like it. But after all, the kid's been away 2 years, and I get the feeling that he really believes in what he's doing. I think he really loves it, and that's the secret of his success," unquote. However, Sinatra, who was 45 years old at the time, seemed to be threatened by the success of the younger Presley. During the special, there were several moments where Frank kept trying to bring the focus back on himself. The show was taped on March 26, 1960 at the Fontainebleau Hotel in Miami, Florida. Elvis, wearing a tuxedo, performed his 2 latest songs, Fame and Fortune, and Stuck on You, for the special. At the end of the show, Elvis performed a duet with Sinatra. Elvis sang Frank's song, Witchcraft, while Sinatra sang Presley's song, Love Me Tender. However, another hint of Sinatra's condescension to Elvis was apparent when he referred to Love Me Tender as one of the other ones. The show, which aired on May 12, 1960, was a win-win for both Sinatra and Elvis. From Colonel Parker's point of view, Elvis would be reaching an older, more mainstream audience, a safer bet in case rock and roll died out soon. And Sinatra received huge ratings for his show. Since Presley played the good sport on the show, over the years a friendship was able to develop between himself and Sinatra. Nancy Sinatra appeared in one of Elvis's movies, Speedway, and Sinatra let Elvis and Priscilla use his private jet to fly from Palm Springs to their wedding in Las Vegas. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like this video to help this channel grow. For more fascinating facts about Elvis, pick up one of Trina Young's For Elvis books. Read a free excerpt at elvisbiography.net. Please subscribe to this channel and ring the bell for notifications of future videos. And keep watching more Elvis videos here.